Right, so I think they're definitely bendy enough, these strips, aren't they? It's hard to walk with them, they just keep like reflecting. It's a bit chilly this morning. Start with a nice brew.
Big hat day.
Big hat day. So here's one we cocked up earlier.
Right, let's go assess that. So this one that we tried cracked through every layer at this point here, which is the biggest bit of the curve. So we got cracked through there, there, and there.
Yeah, but it's one of your better laminates though, isn't it?
Well, we didn't clamp it up properly because we knew it was crap.
I was also saying to Gemma, obviously this is all the T&G panels which came with all the Iroko, but I don't think that's a Iroko.
I don't know.
It's beautiful.
So
it is. I know, but this is like extra nice. Right, should we see if with a slight bit of weight on that it breaks? I'm only light, mate. I'm only light, so. It was doing well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Ah, ooh, that's interesting.
It's like deja vu, isn't it? Coming back to this table to do laminating.
Yeah.
So the only thing obviously about using 5 layers now, it's basically double the amount of glue. So let us get these glued up.
So I'll just drill a hole through the end, because what we're going to do is screw a block to it this time. So that's going to keep it away from the hole at the right distance, and also it's going to keep all the tops together. So when it laminates, they stay in line, because we want the tops to stay in line, we want the bottom to change shape.
Web frame, take 2.
How many takes do you get? Alright, so that's going to go up like that.
It's that one though. So,
do you know when you have like a big list of errors? What's it called? A catalogue of errors.
So this is going in lovely.
Beautiful. Absolutely perfect.
But as it's going in, I'm looking at the top of it going,
Not right.
it's not the right thickness of the top beam shelf. But this is the same size that we use with all the frames. But the issue is, we've made the top beam shelf the same as the bottom beam shelf, which is 51mm wide.
Yeah. 2 inches for the old school when it was first built, anyway. Yeah.
So now we've made it the same size as the bottom beam shelf. We've made it used to be a lot skinnier and we've beefed it up.
Yeah.
So we've come to fit this web frame and I've gone, it's not in line, so when we put the knee on, the knee won't be in line. But we're sort of thinking top beam shelf and bottom beam shelf will be the same thickness, so the web frame will sit on it. But because of the angle of the boat, that is probably why the top beam shelf was skinnier. So when we come to put our knees on now, we're probably going to have to recess them into the top beam to get them to sit flush. So a bit of a multitude of errors. We always think we'll beef everything up, we'll make it a lot stronger and better than the original.
Yeah.
But then we forgot about the knee situation.
Well, the thing we didn't properly anticipate was this beam shelf is set further out towards the hull than this beam shelf. This beam shelf's further into the hull. So we're just putting a new beam shelf. Beam shelves has to be this big. Right, okay.
But that's it's not the end of the world. And
it's not the end of the
we
world.
can just cut it into the beam shelf for the knee to sit in, and it's stronger and
Yeah, it would actually be better actually.
Yeah. Okay, that's the plan. So we made an error, but we can work around it.
We're going to have to do some posh chiselling.
Posh chisel? No, just get the grinder out.
Plan other B 2. Once we fit this, what we could actually do is put another piece of wood along here, and it'll look like we're meant to do it then, won't it? Make it a bit thicker.
Just for where the knee goes.
Yeah.
And then we can make it like, put a nice design on it to make it look like it was meant to be like that and not an error.
Yeah. Well, like a little teardrop thing on it or something.
Okay, that's the plan.
We're meant to do that.
And by doing it that way, we haven't got to chisel out anything of the beam shelf so it doesn't lose any structure.
Okay, so,
But
right,
before we get to that,
back to clamping it up.
let's make sure this doesn't snap.
No, oh yeah. See, it's still a long way to go, isn't it?
Yeah.
When I was in the workshop for hours cutting all these, I was thinking, I'm sure we don't need to do 5 pieces.
Yeah. Our scientific test told us we needed to do 5 pieces.
Yeah, we need a lab coat, don't we, for these sort of things. Bit slow on that one, wasn't you? She went, oh yes, and I got the camera. About squeezing.
I like the oozage.
You got your camera ready for this one?
Oh, we're nearly there.
Oh, look at that.
Right, it's just this gap. Oh yeah, we're there. Stop. Woohoo! It didn't crack. Yay! Web frame number 2.
One of the things you used to dip in chocolate and eat it. Do you know what I mean? What are they called?
Oh, they don't do no.
Right, so we just plug the holes up on the first 2 beams because, as you can see here, is the original holes. But because some people in this committee here decided to go 50mm rather than 40mm, so that's actually pushed all of our knees slightly more inbound. So yeah, we've generated ourselves a lot of work. But anyway, we've plugged them. The beams are good, by the way. So we plugged them so we can then move the holes ever so slightly more inbound. But we've got to wait for that glue to go off now.
We've got some big storms coming this weekend. So, ages ago we replaced loads of mooring lines, but we never had enough to replace some at the front. So today is that day. We have got a nice drum of mooring line.
I'm getting ready to go in the mud. We've got a big anchor as well, which is a big screw type anchor. So we've got to go and try and screw that in.
So you're putting another anchor in as well?
Yeah.
So what's that now? Number 16?
Well, to be honest with you, it's got to sort of replace one that we can't see where it is. We don't know where it is, so we've never seen it. So if you can't see it, then change it maybe. And we've got
Or if you can't see it, it's that buried in and it's quite a good anchor.
yeah, so I might actually tie the lines off that one onto the new one.
Okay.
Unfortunately, if you can see it in the mud there, that's my new anchor. I left it there about 2 years ago, so I have to dig the new anchor out first. Wow. So it's like a big thread, big long bar with an M20 at the end, which you put one of them on. Unfortunately, I've just bent it, dragging it out of the ground there, just bent it a bit, but I don't think it'll affect the anchoring. It might affect the screwing in, but right, let's put this end on and then we'll try and start putting it in the ground. Okay, so we're going to be changing, see the blue line there? Comes all the way down there, comes all the way down there, and then it basically vanishes off the edge of this gully. And then the midship line there comes all the way there, disappears in the grass for a bit, and then comes out there. So I think if we have a decent anchor around here somewhere, and we put our new line to it, and then we can actually tie the ends of these lines to that anchor as well. So never coming out then, is it? Well, let's try and screw this in.
But it's easier with you. I'm going through changes, and so are you. And I find the moments when you're around me. I know you've got secrets, but I can't keep on. And we're fading in and out together.
It's like screwing your boat to the floor, isn't it?
What are we screwing up?
I'm definitely screwing down.
How far down do you want it?
Yeah.
Ah!
This is going to bend over otherwise.
Yeah.
It's going to bend down over.
Oh no, that's harder. Yeah. Better having it back in the middle.
Should we hit one button?
Oh my god. It's gonna catapult you in the mud.
3, 2, 1. Just bounce it back, you know. Honestly, Mum is fine. I know what I'm doing.
Okay, I think you're there.
It's pretty awful to film out here. But yeah, I should have measured how high it was. It was at least 8 foot. At least, wasn't it?
20.
At least, well, yeah, because I'm 10. Depends where you measure it from. But yeah, that's now deep into the ground. We've probably got about 1.5 foot sticking out of the ground. So now we're ready for some lines.
Can't walk, I've got that much mud on my feet.
That's not coming out of the ground, that is it? So I sort of bent it over a little bit. The reason I bent it over is pointing more towards the boat, innit? My idea was take the bounce out of it, but in hindsight I think a bit of bounce wouldn't go amiss, would it? Right, let's start sending some lines out and then we'll tie the lines to this and then we'll figure out we're going to tie them onto the boat and then we'll then tie these old lines to this and then pretty bulletproof then. You're not planning on lifting your anchor anytime soon, are you?
Staying here forever.
Well done. That's hard work, that, wasn't it?
Yeah. You couldn't leave you to do that on your own, out here.
Yeah, but it's man and wife things though, innit? I mean, I've got a wicked wife. I know I've got a wicked wife. Yeah, not wicked evil. Oh, sometimes. But yeah, thank you.
You're not too bad yourself.
Yeah, you won't get many other women out here, would you? Stood right next to like that. December, even though for you it's after December.
Yeah.
It was a good idea before. Did you mention it's 20mm rope?
If you can't tie knots, tie lots.
Right.
That was better. If you tape it up before you cut it, it all doesn't come apart. Better not be getting my lovely deck muddy.
Yeah.
No thanks.
It stinks as
Get it
well.
off me deck!
What's got to do with it?
Dunno! Not that. Right then. 2 new lines done and another job ticked off the list. Stop using your hand as a hammer.
Well, yeah, we've got a massive storm coming, we're looking at 70 or 80 mile an hour winds, so this will fix it. Yeah, this particular roof around here is a bit rotten, only a little bit, as you can see by pointing out to the little bit rotten bits. So I'm just trying to like brace it. It's more for like lift, because the wind comes past, it sort of like lifts the roof. So if we tie it all together, it should be fine.
So it is Friday the 6th of December and Storm Dora is due to hit from this evening. So we aren't floating, which is really good because that obviously would make things 10 times worse. So the water's still quite low, but obviously we're worried about things blowing off with the sort of 70-80 mile an hour winds that we've got coming. So we've made sure there's nothing on the outside of the boat that can fall off or get blew away. So I think we're prepared.
I'm thinking we need a rope there.
You're strapping your roof down?
I was thinking because like we're gonna get hit this way, aren't we? It's gonna try to raise the roof.
Yeah, it's a funny one. It's because the wind starts to come from the back, and then on Sunday it swirls around and comes from the front.
Yeah.
So we're getting it at every direction.
Have you already mentioned that we're not floating?
And we're not floating, so that's okay. And hopefully our little fleet of boats shouldn't float away either.
Yeah.
So you're going to tie your garden down?
Yeah, I'm going to show you how to do it because I'm not very... Oh, my garden, yeah.
Garden.
I mean, all this will be fine, won't it? I can't wait to do all this bit. It's going to look cool, won't it?
Yeah, this is the sort of worst bit of the boat now, all the back end, isn't it?
Yeah. But we know this cleat is good, and we know this rope is great. So we're just going to tie it down.
Yeah, another brace.
It's about time we did all this, though, isn't it?
Okay.
Solid, that.
Right then, these are all dry.
Ratio. Winner!
Right, we've made an error with clamps. So they're no good to use with epoxy, and I keep breaking them all.
Was that from the middle of Lidl?
The middle of Lidl are not good for epoxy.
I will recover that out of the bin in a bit because you never know, do you?
I didn't need clamps on this one.
Well, to be honest with you, on this one I put bits of tape so it doesn't stick to the boat.
Need a hammer.
Making me nervous now. Go for bottom first.
Hey. There we go.
I'm not sure if I was filming then. I don't know if you guys ever film anything, but I was looking with my own eyes. I don't know what you got then.
Right, so the plan is now I'm going to go and clean all the epoxy off these knees, and Simon's going to sort out
The little nubs. Surprising how bent they are, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like big elephant tusks. Right, well I finished my sanding, let's go and see if Jim has done hers. No, I think we'll go and sky her somewhere for a bit until she's done.
Do you know what would make this so much easier?
Applying.
Applying a thicknesser. You
Yeah.
go like zzz, zzz, zzz. I think it's a tool
On board.
we should have on board. Obviously we need one back at the workshop for when we're processing all the wood to get it to the right, but I really think we could do it one on the boat as well.
I hope people aren't trying to lip read this.
Sorry. It's a Roku though, so I'm keeping myself safe. So yeah. To see what Santa brings you.
You better not buy me a thickness for Christmas. In fact, I quite like that actually.
Thank you.
Good job.
Okay, so they're back clamped up, ready for marking the scarf joints.
Right, that's 2 webs in. Obviously they've only got some temporary screws in it until we throw all the big nails through from outside. That's quite cool, isn't it? Right, I can put the sole back in now.
So I'm now making an extra little piece that goes behind the knee to make it the same width as the beam shelf so the knee sits flush. So the scrap pieces we used the other day are the perfect size. So they're cut to the width now. I want to make a nice shape on all of them along the bottom. It's a little bit of a decorative touch. So I want to use a curve, and I want them all to be uniform throughout the boat for when we do it all the way down the back. So what we're going to use is a 41mm hole cutter.
Why don't you just cut the hole cutter in half, and then when you use it, it'll only cut half a circle.
Okay, so that's my bottom mark.
We need better lighting down there. We're casting loads of shadows. She's a beauty. Like a little smile, isn't it?
So when I forget what curve I've done, and I ask you guys, you need to remember it's a 41mm hole cutter.
You're gonna be testing us later.
So once the knees go on, I'm not going to paint the beams behind, so I'm just touching a little bit of white primer in there. This is what you call lazy painting. Only painting what you need to do.
I wanted to epoxy these in, but Shimmer said it was being OTT.
We wanted to epoxy them in, as well as them having 2 screws in each, and then the knee holding them in with 4 bolts. Beautiful.
Does it work?
Yeah.
I think you spec your bolt
That
a bit too long,
works,
didn't
but
you?
I don't. I've got a really sore knee. And like every so often, well, every couple of hours, it's sort of, I can't put weight on it and it really hurts. And then half an hour later it's gone, and then a few hours later it happens again. I think I'm getting old. Yeah, what's wrong with my knee? Why was all of a sudden you can't
Why are you
put
stood
weight
next to
on
a knee talking about a knee? That's what's freaking me out.
This knee's good.
Knee.
Gemma's knee's bad. And I just don't know what's up with it.
You're a bit needy.
Right, put your knee off. You ready?
Yeah.
Keep going or?
Yeah, go on, still a bit loose. Yeah, okay, get it out there.
Keep going.
Yeah, that's fine that. Provided it looks okay your end.
Yeah, looks great.
Right, so we're using these lag bolts, M10, stainless steel, hold the bolts both together, so go up through the knees into the deck beams. What I'm quite interested to do is actually drill these beams and see what colour it is.
No one can see your knees. They can now.
Well, let's talk about knees. How many times have we said knee in this episode?
Don't start a drinking game. Do not drink if we say knee, because you will end up rotten. Right, I'll get the bolts. Have you got the bolts?
If you got, yeah, you get. Now I've got 2 bolts there.
I've got 2 here.
So I'm gonna go. So I've set my drill to the right depth. Yeah. You should have safety glasses.
No, I'm doing a safety squint.
Now we need to switch drills. Switch drills. Yeah. Okay, run it. There you go. Go on.
Stupid drill!
Just let it go. Oh, there's a ratchet there.
Hey, tools. Oh, not wrong with your battery.
Oh,
That's better.
never know what the torque settings are on these.
FT.
That flipping turn.
Flipping tight. Cool. So we go. They are the first 2 knees aft end of the boat.
Yeah.
And the first 2 web frames.
Yep. We're getting there.
Okay. So what we're going to do now? Carry on with some more destruction.
Well, I think the primary objective, as we were talking off camera, but I'm going to roll is in front of the camera, sounding intelligent. Attempt to, I know. Yeah, it's just work on the ones behind the web frames. So if we get all them ones done, then we can then get more beam shelf in. And once the beam shelf is in, we can then change these as and when, can't we?
Okay, I'm going to
Still
make...
in agreement with that.
Yes, I am in agreement with that, but
Okay.
I'm going to make a suggestion. It's quite a structural thing, because obviously you need to take all them web frames off.
Which ones?
Them, the rotten ones.
The structural ones?
Yeah, but it's 4 o'clock on a Friday, and with 80-mile-an-hour winds this weekend, do we want to take anything else out of the boat today?
Not right this day, no.
So let's come back in a minute.
Right, so we're going to focus on these frames here, the ones that go behind the beam shelf. So we're going to be doing that one, that one, that one, as many as we can, because what we need to do is to get the lower beam shelf in. Yeah, just keep progressing. But yeah, if we just keep focusing on them, then we can do the frames as and when, can't we? Right, we've got the second one out now. That's all three-ish up to the top. I need to close at the top. But we need to take a third one out. Do when you're like working on something, you're having like debates with yourself on how much do you take out and all this. Ideally, we want these lengths to be as long as we possibly can, don't we? But I don't really want to take too much out because I'd better keep the shape of the boat. Do you know what I mean? So I'm trying to like argue with myself how much we take out. But so I think we need to take 100%, take out another one, and then hopefully then we can start getting beam shelf in. Well, after we've got the frames in behind the web frames and get the beam shelf in. But I've put like some pieces of wood across all the beams just to try and keep them all tied in. I'd say like the very end beam has actually sagged a tiny bit, but the very end beam is rotten, so it will have sagged. So I still want to take too much out, but on the other hand I want to keep it as big as I can, but it's like a fine line, isn't it? Alright, next one, here goes. I can't get this bolt out of there, but that's how you get the bolts out.
So it's a bit gloomy down here, so it's about time we sorted out some lighting. So we've had some lights sent from Paul Manning, so thank you so much, Paul. But when you are off grid, it's always good to be able to know how much power each thing is drawing. So these lights,
so I've just put a plug on it. I'll plug it to our EcoFlow. Come on.
37 watt.
That's not bad, is it? That's bright as anything out of 37 watts.
Alright, don't get it reflected off your head. 3, 2, 1. That's better.
About this now. So I'll have to wire along just so we can move it about if you want.
Ah, there you go.
Sweet. Right, we're ready for some frames now. So we're going to be doing these ones in 3 pieces. The outer, the inner webs, we did them in 5 pieces, but they're not quite as bendy these. So we've got loads of 3-piece stuff already. So let's go and cut those. Got all of our pieces cut now. The scarves on it. What we need to do now is open up the deck so we can slip them in. So very noisy, isn't she? Look what she's doing. Wait for the show. Right, we need to cut this board off here because we need to get the frames in around this point. So before we go too crazy on fitting frames and stuff, we're going to fix this. Looks like good ply, this. I mean, someone's changed that in the past 10 years. I can imagine all the side fell off it at some point, but we're going to put a patch on that. I can see us doing this one day in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Climbing along your exhaust.
What, to screw your boat back together?
Yeah, it's because we've got one piece of good wood I can put my hand on there, like. Yeah, patching her up, like. There we go. Quite new.
So we've just come through Storm Dara, and we were really lucky. The only damage that we did have to the boat was some more paint flaking off.
Gemma's getting destructive.
It's not easy when like you're worried about hammering out your structural support.
Yeah, do not knock that one out. In fact, I think we're good for now. Anyway, when I was cleaning up the other day, I know it sounds a bit odd for me cleaning up, but on the floor with all the rubbish I found this. So does that bring back some memories for some people? I bet it does. Strange, isn't it?
What is it?
That's on you.
I'm too young to remember that.
Too young?
Too young. Only 21.
Too young? You've just never done a bit, have you?
Oh, never done a bit. Go on, what is it then for all the people who don't know?
Come on.
For all the younger generation.
Come on. Our demographic's my age, isn't it? So it's like, everyone knows what it is, Gemma.
Okay, for the people who don't work with tools, who are electricians and don't know what it is, you're going to enlighten people.
Okay, do you know? Shut up, just be quiet.
Okay.
Do you know when you trip the house, yeah, and you got to go in and reset because you've got too many like lights on the Christmas tree thing? We didn't used to have that. You used to have fuse wire. You used to have to pull the fuse then and put new fuse wire around it. And if you kept blowing it, you put more turns on it, didn't you? So yes, just fuse wire. So pre RCDs and MCBs, whatever they're called. That's that.
Oh my god, you are old, aren't you?
Just because when I was 8, I was doing a bit like. Right, let's get these frames glued up and put in.
Okay, number 1. To you, top forward. Okay.
Like that.
Yeah, down.
Yeah. Oh, look at these you've just messed. Couple of temporary screws. You're touching your wood now, are you? What are you doing to your wood?
Cleaning the ooze. There you go. Because if we clean it now, then there's less sanding to do. Because it's hard to get the sander in there. So
It's all nice and smooth.
there we go. We're getting there, aren't we?
Yeah.
We've actually just stood back and gone, oh look,
We're getting quite far. Go on, so we started on this bulkhead here. Can you point to where we where we're at now?
That's the furthest frame here.
It's quite a long way, that.
Yeah, we've still got little frames in between. But we're trying to not worry about the little ones because we can do that once the beam shelf's in. So we're trying to get as much structure back in the boat as we can. So the next step now hopefully will to be do these bits there and get a next run of beam shelf in.
Yay! So on board Sarinda we've got like 3 methods of generating electricity. We've got our noisy generator, which is noisy and uses a lot of fuel. We've got solar panels, and we've also got a wind generator. Solar works in the summer. Sun's always very low in the sky, so the solar panels don't really produce that much. And we've got get a decent amount of wind here, but a few months back our wind generator just stopped. It's not turning, so I think we need to investigate why it's not making any power. It doesn't make that much power when it's working, but every little helps, doesn't it? So should we have a quick look?
And also don't judge me on the colour of my roof because since we fitted this, like what, 2 years ago? 3 years ago? It's never once been cleaned, so that needs cleaning when the weather gets better, doesn't it?
Yeah. Gemma just asked me to be careful.
I hate you standing like this high up. It's a long way down.
Please be careful. Well, I wasn't going to be careful at first, but now after she asked me, then it's fine. Makes you realise how big the boat is, doesn't it?
I know. You come up here and you go, oh my god. Do you know what I've not done since actually? I've not looked at my deck from up here since it's all been finished. Wow. But yeah, you realise the scale of the boat when you come up here and you see all the deck and how big the roof is. Oh.
Quite heavy actually. We'll just cut the wires. Got a place to get electrocuted, we don't need to fall.
Okay.
Yeah, just steady. Amazingly heavy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's like seized up. I don't understand how we lost part of the tip though.
Right, I'll pass it.
Yeah, you good? I don't mind getting it. Should we just sort of stay over?
Okay. We're in.
Oh, there you go. At least it's off the roof now. It's not gonna like, don't know, overspeed and fall over or set on fire or anything daft, is it? So I'll isolate the wires on the other end. Then we might look into getting another one.
So that wind generator is seized solid. And Simon's like, do we put time into it to try and get it working, or do we get another one? What I didn't like about that wind generator, the noise, it just resonated through the whole of the boat. We really do need to look at more power solutions because we do struggle. Obviously we're not ready to bring the generator over that we made yet. And also our leisure batteries are 4 years old now and are dying. So I think ideally what we'd like is to increase our battery storage capacity. Get a second Victron unit because at the moment we can only sort of power things up to 3,000 watts, so we have to be careful as to what we can have on at what time and stuff like that. And more solar, because the solar in the summer is absolutely fantastic, but we've only got 700 watts up on the roof and we've got a huge roof now that we can fill with solar panels. But I'd like nice solar panels that maybe you can walk on, and we'll put them on the nice roof that we've done at the front once I've cleaned it. Right, it's time for some fast boat work. This needs a sister. Stringer done. Now we need some packers. Okay, 3 packers fitted. So next we are ready for the beam shelf.
Nope, we've got a problem with that one. We've actually only got 1 piece of beam shelf, which we need 3 pieces, so I think we've got to go back to the workshop. I'll just put Jabba's glasses on. Oh. 2 pairs of Jabba's glasses.
I keep leaving glasses on the boat.
You need good eyesight to see through them. I was like...
Look at Harry Hill with them on. Right, something really, really exciting has arrived. Can you guess what it is?
Got a package from YouTube, so I wonder how many packages they send out. They don't sell many sort of
I don't know.
hard things, do they? What is it?
It is a play button.
A play button.
Look at that. No, I feel a bit shortchanged on this.
Yeah, because when you press it doesn't play anything, does it?
But also YouTube have actually just made their play buttons a lot smaller. So we've got a baby play button.
Well, at least it's unique, isn't it?
It is. So look at that. So this is obviously from you guys, because without all of you subscribing to the channel, we would never have got this. But also we never expected to ever reach 100,000 subscribers.
No.
So this to us is mind-blowing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this sort of shows like 4 years of hard work.
Yeah.
So it is sort of nice to get something for your recognition, isn't it? So
It's like a little certificate, isn't it?
yeah, it's so cute. So where are we going to put it?
I don't know.
I did want to get one for the boat and one for the house, but YouTube wanted to charge £140 for a spare one.
Spare one.
So we got one. So we got
That's
to
all
look
we need is on the
we've
boat.
got to look after this one. So thank you all so much, because you don't realise actually what that means to us. Even though we never aspired to be big YouTubers or anything like that, just to sort of
We're hardly Mr. Beast, are we?
I'm not expecting to ever get a gold play button either.
How many do you have to have a gold
A
one?
million.
A million.
So if you want to help us reach 1 million subscribers,
I don't think there's a million people who watch boat restoration videos.
probably not, but you never know. You never know. So thank you all so much, and thank you, because without all of our supporters, this wouldn't be possible either to get as far as we have with the boat. So everyone who supports us on Patreon, Coffee, YouTube monthly members, one-off donations, and everyone who sends us something through our Amazon wish list, because all that little help, well, it's not little, it's big, you know what I mean? It's big help, and it really keeps us going, doesn't it? Right, cool. Then, we're going to go and process some more wood, so come back next week to see what we get up to. We've got something planned, haven't we? Come back and find out. Thanks for watching. See you all next week.
Ciao guys. Bye bye.